Welcome into a Sunday night Pop Blender Unfiltered. Folks, if it's really busy in the background, I apologize. Let me know if it's too much for you guys to handle. It still is a lot of people hanging out here. We tried to find the quietest place upstairs that we could find, other than doing this in our rooms, so we can still be part of the festivities or whatever. So if it is too loud, just let us know, and we'll just kind of do a short stream, and we'll just kind of cut it short. But I wanted to have a few people on. I did invite several people. They're more than welcome to jump on with me just to do a rundown of Joefest 2025. And it would be fun to do this for the first time, and maybe next year I'll plan it out a little bit better. The mic set up and lighting. So far, lighting is great. Sound probably is a little loud. So, first and foremost, obviously, my cousin Three Star Draw is here with me. We made the road trip. And then I do have Ronnie Trick Shot in the house, who probably went and took a little nap after swim time, and then, refreshed himself to get
Mm-hmm.
back in the mix. So, guys,
Mm-hmm.
in the chat, again, let me know if it's a little too loud, if it's a little too crazy. Ronnie, you let me know if you're having trouble hearing me asking questions or whatever. Is that okay?
I can hear you, brother.
Okay, fantastic. So, looking in with Turk Perkins Toy Solutions, Joe Fan 84, Dreadnought K6, Bobby Wold is in the house, Johnny Reno, um, love it, love it, love it. And I love you guys. You guys are so freaking awesome. Triple B's Dungeon sent a message. I did send him an invite. He may join us in a little bit. Then Josa is here as well. I know I'm running a little bit late, but it was kind of weird getting this set up and all that. So, first and foremost, I'm not going to talk right now because I want to ask you guys. And I'm going to let's start with you, Ronnie. What was your favorite part of this weekend? Coming way across the pond. Um, what were you most looking forward to, and B, did it live up to your expectations?
All right. So, being from Australia and not finding any Joes anywhere ever, really, it's been a hard grind the last 5 or 6 years collecting. I was coming to Joefest expecting to see lots of stuff really cheap. I saw lots of stuff. It was very comparable pricing to what I've seen in Australia, so that was a bit of a downer. But what filled the gap for me was getting to meet everyone and hang out with you guys. And the highlight of that was the pool this evening.
You know, um, it became a source of controversy. It also became a source of togetherness. It
Yeah.
became a source of actually everybody having a good time.
Mhm.
And that's really what Club Tarkin really was all about in the beginning. So, and Joe Fan 84 was here at
Yes.
Joe Fest, and I loved seeing you, man. It was such a pleasure.
Yep.
If Clint Jorgensen is somehow watching too, just know that I chased you around for about 4 hours trying to find you after I met you, and I could not find you. But not to get too off topic, three-star draw. You know, shirts were made. This was kind of a special thing. Some folks feel that maybe it's not to be expanded. I understand that. But at the same time, I think that it's also fun to be inclusive. And I know people hear me talk about, inclusivity, and we don't need. But I think in a situation like that, it's more fun to have more people join, and really spread the fellowship out, as I like to call it. It's been a while since I said that. How did you feel about this weekend, first and foremost, what you were looking for? And then, secondly, did it live up to your expectations for your second year of Joe?
Yeah, man, it was a lot of fun. Last year being the first year, was an all new experience, and it's like the sophomore album, right? Does it can it live up?
Mm.
Um,
I lost you.
I reckon he's frozen.
I, I, I lost you. I lost you. Your audio
He's
and your
frozen.
video. All right, look, we're gonna get 3 star drawback to get his opinion because I
See,
obviously as his cousin am curious to hear it. All right, here
There
we
he is.
go. All right,
yeah,
there he is. So
it's that it's that it's that upgraded Wi-Fi. That's the upgrade.
yeah, it's that Bonvoy Marriott system
Yeah,
that they've got working.
yeah.
So go right ahead.
I just turned the Wi-Fi off, so hell
It
with it.
might work better.
Yeah, we'll try.
All right.
So sophomore album. Can it live up to how much fun we had last year and talked about last year? Yeah, I did. I've had a great time. There were some folks that were here last year that weren't able to come this year, and there were some folks that came this year that weren't able to come last year. So it was a good time. Two sides of the same good time coin. So it's been a blast. We did do Club Tarkin today. Pop mentioned that was fun. Um, got started a little late.
Yeah.
So
A little bit.
yeah. Our group that was talking about it was kind of split on when we were going to go do what, and there's no certain time. It just gelled. We go
Yeah.
and we go. So I'd gone ahead and gone down, hung out in the pool. Stanley Everhard come down. We were hanging out, and then everybody else just trickled in, and then even more people trickled in that we didn't know were even going to come hang out. So yeah, it was fun, man. We had a good time.
Yeah, man, and I think obviously overall the focus of Joe Fest is toys. Overall, it's the focus of like walking around the showroom floor. I know that I have so many pictures. I have so many um, videos. I took a 360 cam this year, which is something that I had a friend of mine lend me. I'd love to get one, but walking up and down, back and forth, all over the showroom floor. I did do the Bucky's costume. I went live and did the Bucky's costume for a little while, so hopefully you guys saw that. That was actually a blast, and that's kind of a tradition now. Last year was first year, second year. Here in a second, we have another special guest that's going to be joining us momentarily. And when I get him on, I will probably talk more about him and you, Ronnie, which was a very special thing. So as soon as I see him pop up here, I will I'll go straight to that. But so for all of us, and you guys can chime in. There's exclusives here, right? You see the exclusives, whether it's Monster Force or whether it's any other line, whether it's Delta 17. There are exclusives here. Those are hot commodities. You have to stand in line for it, and they give you maybe one a day. But as far as the exclusive items, what were you two guys looking forward to maybe grabbing exclusively that you're not going to be able to get anywhere else, or at least maybe until later on when it doesn't have that exclusive tag? Either one of you, by all means, y'all chime in.
No.
Oh, yeah. What? You want me? You want me? You want me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
I'm gonna poke you. So it's a
given where
Facebook
I'm
poke.
from,
Give
where
you a
I'm from,
fist, a fist you.
given where I am from, everything here is exclusive. I'm used to going to toy fairs that were as big as Joefest were, but they were for all toys. And usually at those toy fairs, some bloke on one table in the corner has a little tray of GI Joes. So to go to a show that size where everything is GI Joe, it just blew my mind. So as far as I'm concerned, everything is exclusive. But if you want to talk about actual exclusives, I wasn't in the line for anything except for when Adam dragged me over to a line for something because he needed two of something because he was buying something for someone else. And I still don't know. I still don't know to this point what it was, but he called me over. I found myself fourth in line. He put some US dollars in my hand and told me what to order. I think it was an eraser or something.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah,
sounds right.
yeah. I bought it and handed it straight to Adam, and then I buggered off and went and kept looking at whatever I wanted to look at. So
So
Yep.
so
Good deal.
speaking of Adam, he has a terrible view,
yeah, it
but
looks like he's halfway in and
he,
out of the bathroom. What's going
he's
on there?
trying to get it ready. He's trying. There we go. There you are, sir. Shark Eye Toy View. Can you hear? Okay, buddy.
I think my earbuds are dead.
No. And what sucks is we can hear you just fine.
Yeah, and from where I'm sitting, I can hear you just fine.
Okay,
But
then
I
here.
obviously can't hear everybody else.
Right. Okay. Damn. That's a
Yeah,
bummer.
they're not going to work. I didn't realize they were out of battery.
So what I'll try to do is I will try to offer up questions to you that I'm asking these guys, even though you can't hear them. So again, our Aussie friends were able to come over. It was a big surprise for some of you that saw some of the Instagram photos and stuff like that. Obviously, Ronnie Trickshot and Shark Eye Toy View were here. Shark Eyes has been getting a ton of GI Joes early, and he's been able to review them. It's boosted his channel, and it's been really freaking awesome. But what was really awesome was meeting these two guys. Meeting these two guys was one of the best, if not the best surprise, the best surprise of this entire thing. I know 3 Star would agree with me. Was hanging out the entire time. So I'm going to ask you, Shark, what were you looking forward to this weekend? And did you pick up anything that you didn't expect to? And maybe what was a highlight for you just over the weekend?
So for me, I was looking forward to most was meeting everyone, like who Ronnie and I have befriended from thousands upon thousands of miles away, and for me that was priority number one. And I think I 99.9% achieved that. There was only one person who I found out after the fact was here, but they didn't actually know I was here. And so they had already left. They had only been here for the day. So that was like a very small component. But the toys and all the other bullshit, that was always going to be secondary for me. And when I was packing my bag today, I was just looking at it. I was like, I really didn't buy a lot. And that's okay. I probably spent far more money on alcohol and food, and that's okay as well. So yeah, for me, it's just all about the memories, and I will take them with me when I leave here in the next couple of days. So, and no matter where I sit, I cannot get away from bloody light glare. It's annoying me. But anyway, that's another story.
Well, at the very least, we needed enough light to be able to be seen. So that was one thing. I brought my ring light and everything. I did want to say hey to Wilhelm, actually, because I just saw Wilhelm, Toy and Hobby. Hey, nice meeting you all. Listening from my car, almost home. Well, I hope you get home safe, Wilhelm. Look, dude, it was so nice. Last night was such a pleasure to talk about Prince, which I love to do. And such a pleasure to talk to you and Shark and obviously 3 Star just cutting up outside. That's really what it's all about.
Little Will was there too.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah. Little Will. It's That's really what it's all about, right? So we talk about this all the time. We say, hey guys, you really need to go. Yes, you can get these toys anytime. You can find this stuff and probably find it and get it shipped for free or barter and get your price or whatever. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's all about the people. It's all about hanging out. And so these last couple days, what I didn't expect was to be able to hang out with Ronnie and Sharp. And that blew me away because that's really the highlight for me. Okay, that's my highlight was these two guys showing up and it's amazing because it really shows you no matter where you are, if you get the chance to connect with people, it's really truly a blessing, and it shows you just how close you are with people. It's absolutely amazing. I did want to say hey to a few people in the chat really quickly, and then I want to ask Three Star really kind of what his highlight was. Turk Murphy's Toy Solutions, Bobby Wald, then Joseph. Let's see, Johnny Reno, like I said. Joe Fan 84, of course, is always there every freaking time, and it was a pleasure to meet you. Dreadnought K6, you're always here as well. Thank you so much, man. You really are freaking awesome. Did I say Turk Murphy's? I want to say Woody Triple Deuce is in the house as well. Let's see here, real quick. So I don't want to miss anybody. At the same time, I'm doing this on my phone, guys. Next year, I will have a better setup with better audio, and we're going to do this right next time, just to make sure we can bring you guys some good content. I do have a lot of video. Todd C's in the house. What's up, Todd C? Love you, baby. All right, so I think that is everybody. Real quickly, I want to highlight this comment. If I can read it, I'm going to try to read it, okay? Holy moly, I can't read that. Can you read that, Shark
I
Eye?
can read it small. I got fussed at by Larry Harmer. Lol. I was talking to him while he was autographing my comic, and he said words of advice. Don't talk to me while I'm writing. I'm old and I'll forget what I'm doing. Lol.
Holy shit.
Damn.
That is truly fantastic. You know what?
Yeah.
I feel I made a mistake today. I asked him to take a picture of me in my beaver costume, and it was wrap up time. It's 4:45. It's time to fucking go. And I was like, "Excuse me, Larry, can you maybe take a picture of me in my Bucky Beaver costume? I'm so sorry, sir. I respect your time. I really love you." He was so nice, and he came around and he took the picture with me, and I knew it was a chance I may not get again, and I had to take that opportunity. And as bad as I feel about it, at the same time, it's like he knows he's bringing joy to someone that grew up reading what he did.
I'll tell you what, my like number two beside meeting like all these blokes, number two for me was meeting Larry. Like I put in my Instagram post, like the architect, right? And I'm not gonna lie, I had concern. My biggest concern before I came here was that he would withdraw because he might get sick, or he was not going to be able to fly. And I would have been crushed. Like, don't get me wrong, it wouldn't like brought my weekend to a standstill, but it would have gutted me. Like, because that was definitely high on my list. So to meet him and for him to be like you're sort of saying, Brandon, like, he's aware of his age, and like, and he's even in a panel I went to, he was talking about something, he dropped what he was trying to explain. He's like, "Oh, sorry, I had a senior moment," and that's fair enough. We all get old, that happens, but he's still sharp as a tack, like, and he's still able to talk about stories and pull out different things for talking to different people, like that comment sort of said, like. When I met him and he realised I was Australian, and he starts talking about a TV show, which is somewhat obscure, like to the rest of the world, and it's one of my favourite shows, and he drops that on me, I was like, fucking, that's awesome. Like,
yes.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there, and then Ronnie shows up, and then you showed up, and I was like, this is freaking awesome. Even Stanley showed up there too.
Yeah.
Stanley was there for a bit.
What was crazy to me about that room wasn't even full.
It was pitifully,
which I thought was like a bit disappointing, to be honest. When I walked in, I was like, okay.
It was pitifully absent of people, and that was disappointing to me because this is Joefest, and it was disappointing to me to see how few people. It is a Sunday. He did a panel yesterday with Kirk Bazigian, and there was a panel with yesterday. It was Larry, Kirk, and Ron Rudat.
Doug Hart and Ron Renner, was it? Yeah.
They did a panel yesterday. I'm sure was full. All right, so I don't want to forget 3-star. This weekend, you and I talked about it, leading up. We've been all about it. What was your favorite part? What were you looking forward to? What was your favorite part? And what ultimately lived up to your expectations?
Meeting, uh, meeting new friends and seeing old friends again and seeing some good friends for the first time. Um, that's what we keep saying. That's what it's about. That's the most fun part, So it did live up. Adam and Aaron being here, surprising everybody.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's probably the highlight of this year.
Yeah.
Not it just kind of overshadows. Not overshadows, but like I didn't think I'd ever get to see these guys in person. So getting to hang out with them was probably the highlight for me. And then some of the folks, Joe fan, getting to meet him, getting to hang out with Stanley, Clint, people we met for the first time. Just it blew everything away. It was exactly what it was last year. So that's what I was looking forward to the most, and it lived up. So that was kind of the highlight, was meeting these guys. And the other question you asked about the exclusives, like I was only really after two things, and that was the Eraser, the Monster Force, and I got the Hellstorm from Delta 17. Those were the two that I wanted to hunt down, the most. And then I picked some stuff up for Krusty Old Crow. That was a limited edition that I'll be sending him. So that was my pickups. I didn't really buy that much. I spent more on food and liquor at the bar than toys, I think. And we brought liquor, so it just that was the funny part. So,
okay. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go right ahead.
I was going to address, like, I keep pulling my earbud out and looking around. I can't hear Shark Eyes through here, and I don't know why, but he's sitting right here. So when he talks, I can actually hear him. I don't know why I can't hear his mic, but if anybody's wondering why I keep doing that, that's why. He's like 5 feet away.
Which is surreal in itself, actually, that we're sitting here doing this.
and 3-star, just to let you know, your mic pops consistently. It is what it is, so we're going to deal with it. But it does. I was trying to listen to see if anybody else did, but it's maybe the headphones, because I know you're trying to figure out the audio.
Yeah.
But just keep rolling with it. Doesn't matter. We'll work it out. But as long as you don't hear it and it's not bothering you, then we'll roll with it.
I have a question.
I don't want to annoy everybody else.
What's your question?
Why is Ronnie still awake?
Okay, that was a question I had that I wanted to ask, because we went to the pool tonight and hung out, Club Tarkin, and Ronnie was there, and had a great time, hanging out. He dried off. He went to eat dinner, right? Came back, and then he disappeared, and it was like, okay, I said, where are you going? I'm going to bed. So that's a great question, Shark. Ronnie, what do you have to say for yourself staying up this time of night? It's past your bedtime. Let me tell you this. I love you for it. I sent the invite. I thought maybe you'd be asleep. So I appreciate you jumping on with me tonight. We are in the same time zone. We are in the same freaking building.
Yeah.
And so I'm so happy that you are still up. So here's the deal.
I'll tell you why I'm up. You want to know why I'm up?
Absolutely.
Renting them movies on the cable box.
Nah, I don't need that. I saw all you blokes with your shirts off this afternoon.
That's true.
No, I'm up because I've got a mate from Australia who messaged me to ask what time our flight was tomorrow. How do we go about checking in, and whether we need to arrange a late checkout with the hotel we're staying at.
So let me guess, did that wake you up?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I'm guessing, like all of us, American or not, you
Mhm.
happen to maybe take a swipe through your phone for a second, and then maybe it
Absolutely.
was like, oh, wait, oh, okay.
Yep.
And so, like we all do, we fall victim to it. But for the people that we like, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And that's, I love you for it. I've had good conversations with you and Shark. So I want to stay on you, Ronnie,
Yeah.
because I know you are tired and you do turn in early. And so I appreciate you being here. It is late. So, have you visited America before?
Nope. This is my first time. So,
And your
yeah.
first
Yeah.
time is in Augusta, Georgia.
Yeah. 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 With a little bit of Dallas, a sprinkling of Dallas. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to
But
see the JFK statue. I heard you guys.
Yes, we went to Dealey Plaza. We saw the site of the JFK assassination. We went to the museum. There was a bust in the foyer. The museum was packed. We all walked into the foyer, and it was very somber. Everybody was respectful of the circumstances and the environment that we're in. I looked at the bust and I said to Adam, "They forgot to put the giant hole in the back of his head."
yeah, that was actually probably the best joke I heard all weekend. With the statue of John F. Kennedy.
Fucking
Yeah.
hell.
And I hate it because right now Shark can't hear you. So is
Yeah.
there a way, Ronnie, in sign language that you're not proficient in? Could you convey that message that they forgot to put the hole in the statue of John F. Kennedy's head? Could you convey that to Shark Eyes right now without audio? And ladies and gentlemen, it's Pop Blender Charades on a Sunday night. So I know Shark, it's difficult for you to hear. I don't want to keep you if you would rather go walk around. I know you still want to see people, talk to people. This is not gonna be a long stream, folks. We're not gonna sit here for 2 hours. We're not gonna sit for an hour and a half. I just wanted to do a quick hitter. Shark, you are excused, sir. I love you.
Love you too, brother.
I really do. It's been such a pleasure having you. And really, last night, telling you my Prince story.
Oh, bro. I told you what you need to do. Like,
I know.
it's simple as that.
They-
You've got. I hope you're just motivated now. But
they-
last night was mad fucking real, folks. Let me
Yeah.
tell you. Me, Pop, and Daz, and Big Will and Little Will.
Yep.
Yeah, we were last men standing. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, it was amazing. So listen, dude. I'm glad you came by for a minute. I know your buds are broken, so
See, I
being
never
able to
fucking charge
jump in. But unless I'm talking or 3 stars talking, I know you can't hear. So if you wanna bounce, I'll catch up with you in a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
We still got a bit of time to kill.
Yeah.
All right,
Absolutely.
boys. See you later, folks in the chat. Take it easy. I'm out.
Love you. All right. There's Shark Eye Toy View. But yeah, Ronnie, just to kind of get to, I guess, not to finish up, but we will be soon. Getting to meet Punk in person, 3 star, Charlotte, Ed, Action Figs, anybody like
Tony.
Tony, right? Everybody that you interact with. This was such a great surprise, and you knew all along this was going to be happening. But what did that mean to you, like meeting those guys and here and hanging out for 2 or 3 days, and just kind of being in person with the people that you interact with in chats and maybe on screen every now and
Yeah. Well, look, first and foremost, when I started collecting Joes, the podcast from the Pit Boys were the guys that I went to initially. So Matt and Casey, I view them as my GI Joe dads. So to see those guys, that was my rock star moment. To be honest, as popular as punk is, my heroes are Matt and Casey, and Jason from Order of Battle, who popped up as well, which was really good.
Awesome.
But besides that, you two blokes, unreal. Like I said before, jumping in the swimming pool with Darren this afternoon just capped it off beautifully, and then cajoling you, Brandon, to hurry up and get in as well.
Good, yeah.
Yeah, it was good fun too.
Yeah, Pop come down when he made it down to the pool. He just like walked he had swimming trunks on, and he walked around for like 30 minutes and wouldn't
It
get
takes
in.
me a minute. It takes me a minute to kind of warm up to the idea of getting in the water because the sun was going down. If it was the middle of the day, and yes, the sun was up earlier, but we went to eat dinner or went to eat a little bit, whatever. But either way, yes, it was still happening. But I'm a slow roller when I go to the pool. Takes me a minute. I gotta kind of get the toes wet and then maybe the ankles wet. But also I had to take a couple shots of tequila. I'm not gonna lie. That's just the way it goes. But yeah, I'm with you, Ronnie. Like, and I'm glad that you got to like people that I don't know that you really want to see, right? Because we all have
Zazel's here.
Zazel, right?
Yeah.
So we all have those different people that you think, oh man, I can't wait to see Punk, or I can't wait to see. But there's so many other people that if you find out they're here, or they're making stuff that you want to buy, or they're whatever. There's so many other people that it's easy to go to those names that everybody knows. But the reality is that we all like our favorite people, right? And we all like people, and not everybody knows that. So I'm really glad to hear that you were able to
you say that,
seek out.
but you end up knowing everyone by the end of the show because
Yes.
my circle brings those people into your circle, into our circle, and what you find out is you might not have known someone at the start, but by the end of the show, you really get to know them because we've been hanging out in a massive group. And if you catch yourself looking at someone, you just offer up a hand and say, "Hi, I'm Ronnie," and before you know it, you're talking like your old friends. It's nuts. Nothing like it. Nothing like it. It's been unreal. Yeah.
Spend an hour, talking to somebody that you're like, hey, aren't you, so and so? Or you're like, hey, I'm so and so. Like, oh, damn. Like, you've interacted online before, and you just something that you just want to do a quick hello, and you wind up sitting there and it's an hour's gone by.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, and really, like, folks, whatever con you go to, that's kind of really what it's all about. We say it all the time, and everybody said it. You guys watch Punk on a Monday night. Is that he's like, oh, it's about the people, right? It's about the people. It's always about the people who we hang out with. And he showed a bunch of photos. 3-Star, you and I did it last year. We showed a bunch of photos. We made video. We edited, make our own little video, stuff like that. And that's fun to do. But you really can't put a price on the little side talks here and there, the little interactions that you have when you go to hug somebody, or and look, a lot of people go outside to partake in their tobacco preferences or whatever, and you get a lot of quality time out there doing that. You really do. And people walk up and you're like, oh, I recognize that guy, or oh man, what's your name? That really is truly what's so much fun about it, is not just the toys, not just the people that you know, but maybe meeting someone new that you didn't know, but you've seen them maybe a couple times before, right?
Yeah.
I mean, 3-Star, I don't know what you think about that the last couple of years, is, people that maybe you kind of saw off in the distance that you didn't really talk to last time. Was there anybody this year that maybe you went up to say hello, or was it kind of the same thing as last year, where you made yourself, you said hello to everybody?
Yeah, I pretty much tried to say hi, what's up to, pretty much everybody I saw. But there were some folks that like I met last year, but I didn't have a chance to talk to him very long. Emerald Knight being one,
Mm.
he's here.
Yeah, yeah.
We talked a little bit last year, and I didn't know him as well, so I got to talk to him this year. Um, Debo DNA. I didn't speak. I didn't talk to him that much last year. I met him, but like I remember us talking, but didn't remember a lot about it. So I got to spend some time with him, hang out with him. Plastic Fantastic. So just
Yes, yes,
a
yeah.
lot of folks that I interacted with, but not much. So I got to kind of cement that more this year. There's more. Those are just the ones that come to mind
Mm.
immediately. Steve from Delta 17,
Yep.
got to hang out with those guys a little bit. They're rocking and rolling. They were busy the whole time, but
Yeah. Yeah.
got to speak to them a little bit during lulls. We've gotten to know Steve pretty well over the last year. So stuff like that, man. It was just an experience. It's the same thing last year, but different. It was great.
Yeah, dude. No, I agree. And every now and then you add one more person. To it. Gun Bunny Customs is in here. Gun Bunny, thank you for
What's up,
dropping
Gun Bunny?
by, man. I know
Got to
this
see
is
that van in person.
Yeah, man. I know this is impromptu and not like the best audio quality, but I did want to set up and just do something just for fun. The last night, do a recap or whatever. So I will ask you to, because no one else has joined us. I did send out a few invites to some people that we do know very well. I was hoping they would jump in here, that you guys know very well. But I'll go ahead and say, what did you get this year? I'll finish up the question on my own. What did y'all get this year that you really cherish? And I'll start with you, Ronnie.
Oh god, there's so many things. I held this up before. This is my book, the idea that I stole off Darren. Made a little notebook for Joefest, and the idea was to get all my friends to leave me a note, and page one is Larry Harmer, and then everyone else after that. It was phenomenal. Um, I I picked up so many figures. Probably getting this guy was was the biggest highlight for me. Been looking for him for ages.
Oh yeah,
So
nice.
got a
Nice.
yep, got a good deal on him at the lobby swap.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
the lobby swap underrated. You can yeah, they're not business vendors. They're collectors like you and me that have brought us a box of spare figures and they're moving them on at tremendous prices. So I got that guy for $40, which is just ridiculous. Um, I also was gifted a number of things, which is extraordinary. So James, still a big kid. Um, he pulled me up on Saturday afternoon and presented me with an armadillo, which
Oh
is
yeah.
which is so cool.
Sweet.
Yeah. Um, Gary from Chaplin's Assistant Motorpod, he was trying to sell a mint on card dial tone all weekends, and he had offered it to me a couple of times, and I turned it down because I don't have that kind of money. Anyway, come Sunday night, he called me over and he said, "Aaron, you're too good a bloke not to do this for," and he just gave it to me. So I've
Oh
got a mint
wow.
on card dial tone. This was my first figure as a kid.
Woo.
Yep.
Yeah.
So to have a mock dial tone is just unreal. And the other thing is, Casey, he gave me a Motu Battle Cat. Here it is. And
And I would love to put you on full screen, but when I'm
yeah,
doing it on my phone, I don't really know
don't
how.
worry about
So
it.
folks, just I apologize for that.
Don't worry about it. So he gave me this battle cat, and I thought, how the hell am I going to get that in my luggage? What I've ended up doing is removing the battle cat from the box, and I looked at the box and I was going to leave it here, but I thought I'm going to cram it full of comics and figures and everything I've bought here. So I've now got a GI Joe brick at the bottom of my luggage.
You
It
just
took
leave the
some
clothes.
maneuvering, but
Just leave your
I
clothes.
made it work. Leave my I could do that. I actually could do that.
Yeah.
I bought a lot of clothes for Joefest, but yeah, it's worked out. I'm going to fit everything in. But there's so much more. I wish I could talk about it all. But they're probably the main things. The dial tone and certainly getting everyone to write in that were.
Dude,
I did sign that, right? I think
Yes.
if we swapped, I signed yours
Yep.
and you signed mine at the same time. I just wanted
That's
to make sure I
correct.
thought we did.
Yeah.
I signed it today. All right, I'm going to read Joe Fan 84's comment, then Darren, I'm going to throw to you and ask you what you picked up this year. But I have to read this. I got to pull it off the screen because I can't see it, but I'll read it off my phone. Joe Fan 84. All right, let me see here. There we go. It says, I got to run, fellas. I'm being loud and starting to wake up my room and sun. That's terrible. I forgot my dang headphones at home. It was awesome meeting you guys. Travels. Safe travels to you, buddy. It was a real pleasure to meet you as well. I know things are kind of crazy and everything, but man, dude, like it was good to see you. You show up to every stream practically that I'm ever in or watch or do or whatever. So like you're freaking awesome, man. It was such a pleasure to meet you, man. I really appreciate your son with you too. I love seeing that. And so anytime, buddy. Don't wake up everybody, okay? So that's all I guess. Don't wake everybody up. Okay. Freestar.
I honestly did not pick up a whole lot of stuff. I did, but I didn't. So I got I got a lot of weapons from John at Top Fun Retro Toys 3D. Spent a lot of time talking to him and hanging out with him at his booth. I got a lot of his weapons. I got some weapons and some stuff from Loki. But probably my favorite thing that I picked up was probably the stuff that I had Larry Hama sign, and
Yeah.
didn't get a lot of time with him. And these conventions seem like they're probably wearing on him a bit. So I would say anybody that's never met him, if you have the opportunity, do it. But so I had him sign 2 file cards that I'd already had Ron Rudat sign 2 years ago, and I had Larry Hama sign those same 2, and then I had him sign one of my second favorite issue, which is of course 109. So he signed that because I've always wanted to meet him, and he's never been anywhere that I've been. So finally getting to meet him, and I said, thank you for my childhood. So getting to meet him.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect. That spells it out, right?
Yeah. So before we wrap up, I do want to make sure I talk a little bit about the special guest that we have.
By all means.
We can come back to that, after you.
Okay. All right.
And we do have Sevens Wild this week too. So
we do, and we'll mention that before we jump off. Yeah, better audio. And I'll do better next time, for sure. Every day is the Super Bowl, so try to do better each day. So for me, I did get the fans hobby green Skyhawk. I don't call it whatever name it is. It's a Skyhawk. Let's not kid ourselves. So I picked that up. They had a Tiger Force exclusive. I did pick that up. I'll be showing that off on stream, in the next few days or next week. I did pick up Carson Metaxas' book that I know everybody has, and then I made the mistake of carrying it around for an hour and a half on the very first day we got here, and that pretty much fucking wrecked my body for the rest of the Joe Fest. I've been limping around, crawling around, asking people, could you please carry me in my Bucky Beaver costume? They said no, and then I had to make do on my own. Yeah, that was rough. I did not realize how heavy it was. I did not realize how big it was, even though I had seen it before
I warned
in
him,
person.
folks. I warned
But it
him.
was the first thing I bought, and it was a mistake to carry it around instead of taking it right to my hotel room. It was the early bird night. You got 2 hours to run around. And so I was like, oh gosh, they're going to sell out. They're not going to sell out. But in my mind, they're going to sell out. So I got that. It has Blu-ray DVDs with interviews and stuff like that, documentary-ish kind of thing. And so that's probably one of my favorite things. But Lord have mercy, it wrecked my body. I was struggling the next 2 days
It's
after
heavy.
carrying that thing around. It is
It's
so
heavy.
freaking heavy, but it is a must-have if you are a big GI Joe fan. I truly firmly believe that. For $150, it is a must-have. Other than that, man, I grabbed a couple of things here and there. I got Larry Hammond to sign for me a couple things, and then um, I'll post it. But I was fortunate enough in the Bucky Beaver costume to take enough of Larry's time to take another picture with me, which he did not have to do. And he was very gracious and very,
He
very
was,
nice to do that.
yeah.
Because he was
Oh,
wrapping the show up,
yeah.
putting his stuff up. I could tell he probably really didn't want to do it. But when he came around, you didn't feel that. He was
No.
like, he came around and he took the picture and it's awesome. So I'll be
Yeah.
posting that as well. But
Yeah.
so those are things. But ultimately, as we kind of wrap things up, all right, wrap things up because Ronnie, I want you to get your rest. You're a growing boy. I want you to get all the
Ah,
rest you need.
I'm coming down
And,
there. I'm coming down there.
uh,
I'm coming
uh,
down there. I'm
are
coming
you?
down there. Yep.
Well,
I want to put
Okay,
some
great.
pants on, but I'm
Okay,
coming down
awesome.
there.
no,
Then you do that.
don't do that. Just come as you are. Come as you are.
Yeah, come down here without pants. But real quick, as I look through the chat, and I apologize, y'all. I have my tablet set to the side of me so I can read the chat, but for some reason it will not connect to the Marriott internet. So I was hoping to be able to just scroll through that and and read to y'all. So next year, I promise it'll be better, without a doubt, 100%. And I'll have a better audio and get the video better. But yeah, so to kind of wrap things up and just kind of finish it up, it's been a great weekend. It's been great to hang out with everybody. It is what it is. If you do get a chance, if it is in your budget, even for one day, if it's in your area that you can drive to, DFW, I'm sure is cool, and I'd love to go. And some that we saw tonight are going to there. As a matter of fact, I believe Ronnie, you and Shark are going to DFW.
We're not going to DFW, but we're going back to Dallas.
Oh,
And
I thought you guys
yeah,
were going to DFW
we're going to Dallas Fort Worth Airport.
and then flying out. Okay,
They're
because
flying out of there.
I could have swore you guys were making a long two weekend thing.
no. So we're back to Dallas tomorrow.
Okay,
And we
okay.
fly out of Dallas late on Wednesday night. So we're going to actually, I think, try and catch up with Matthew Matson on Wednesday, which will be good.
Well, you know
Nice.
what? Actually, I guess that's maybe where I kind of got crossed up that you guys
Yep.
were going because I heard about y'all talking to Matthew.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I hope that happens. since you're not going, I definitely hope that happens and you guys get to hang out with him and chat with him. Because Matthew, obviously everybody knows Matthew. Mr.
If
Magus,
you
what's up, man? In the house. How
if
you
you
doing,
get
buddy?
to if you get to hang out with Matthew Matson, if you do get to see Matthew, make
Yes.
sure you ask him and then have him demonstrate the proper side that swords should be worn on.
Yeah. All
Oh
right.
wow.
No worries. Yeah, we can do that. Absolutely, we can
Yeah,
do that.
man. But yeah, so it's been a great weekend, and just want to do a quick hit, a little unfiltered on a Sunday night, and not a long stream. I'll be posting video for sure. Some great camera work. I'll get you guys a lot of great footage, a lot of great photos. Everybody else will too. You guys know that. But I'll post that stuff and try to make a nice couple videos for you and a few shorts as well. Uh, Coming up this week, Ronnie, do you have a stream coming up this week at all? What are you guys doing? Go ahead and promo what
Yes.
you got.
Yeah, so I'll be joining the podcast with the Pit Boys on the usual Saturday morning show next weekend as a wrap for Joefest. And we had quite a posse there, so I'd expect to
There was a
see 9
lot.
or 10 blokes on screen, so that'll be fun.
Awesome.
Adam and I want to do something as well, so yeah, we'll certainly, if we haven't killed each other by the time we get back to Australia, because we've come close on a couple of occasions. If we haven't done that, we'll certainly fire something up over the weekend and have a chat. Maybe on his channel, because I prefer it when he shows the comments on screen and I can sit here and be a lazy fuck. So
I get it. I get it. I totally do.
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. I'm so glad you said that
Yeah.
because most people won't admit that. But
Yeah.
in reality, when you stream with somebody else who actually goes through and does all that stuff, it is nice to be able to just sit back
Absolutely.
and just talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
So 3-star, what do you got going on? And of course, that somewhat correlates with what I'll tell everybody. But what do you got going on? You got any reviews? Any figures coming in? Anything like that?
I will have a video sometime on Blowtorch. I did get Blowtorch the day before we left. I got him on Thursday, and Blowtorch was my most anticipated figure from this new wave. And I was not about to wait until Tuesday to play with him. So I opened him. So it won't be an unboxing. It'll just be a review, kind of showing him a little bit. And I got some stuff here that I will probably. I got the eraser, the Monster Force guy, the Hellstorm. I want to do a video on each of those things, but it's going to be slow to trickle out. So I do have those coming up. Streams. We have a Sevens Wild on Wednesday. We'll go a little more in depth on this. Maybe have some of our pictures ready. I've not posted pictures from the trip. Like I've got so many. I've not really posted any. I've got tons of selfies with folks. So I will be doing probably tomorrow night. I'll be putting a bunch on Instagram and same kind of stuff other folks have been posting, but mine. So I do want to talk about the special guest that we had. So
You talking about on Wednesday night?
talking about right here.
Well, show him off.
All right. Yeah. So we did have a unexpected visitor. Actually, it wasn't unexpected. It was pretty well planned out. But this guy come to hang out at Joefest. So this is a Tuco Viper. So he did. Oh, there's my camera. There's my camera. So he did get to come and put in an appearance and hang out at Joefest. So I have him. He's not done. He's not finished. But person that had him brought him to me, all the stuff, and I will be sending him to the next person myself, so I can kind of call out some of the memorabilia with him. But there will be some Tuco pictures from today mostly. We got to see some cool stuff courtesy of some other people. We got to see the Trench Viper. We got to see Crystal Ball. So we got they don't belong to us. We won't be on our channel, but we have some pictures, so we might show those. But stuff like that'll be trickling out. Yeah, man, just looking forward to getting the video done, posting pictures, and talking to everybody again about their experience. You know.
Yeah, man.
Where'd you go? Richard, what did you do? Yeah, he's coming back. This is hard to do on the phone.
Yeah, I feel like we're back. I feel like me and you are back in the pool again without him.
There we go. Sorry, guys. I was trying to scroll through and it kind of bumped me out.
Get in the damn pool, Pop. Get in the damn pool.
I know. I was. Damn it! I'm still wet. No, I was trying to say to Mr. Magus that I apologize if you had to go to a mini garage sale today compared to what we've been at in the last 3 days. But if there, Mr. Magus, I would love to meet you too. I would love to see it one of these. I think that would be absolutely freaking amazing. Lunchbox Killer's in the house too. I just want to say hello to Lunchbox as well, man. I always appreciated all of y'all showing up, man. And Mr. Magus says, I know, I've got to read it this way. That's how sad it is. I seen somebody kit bashed him 3-star with a mind bender, and it was sick. Are you talking about Tuco? What are you talking about?
Yeah, Techno and a mind bender.
I mean, that would be wild.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
But look, Todd C. He said got convinced to get blowtorch. Decided not to wait. Love it, man. I apologize for not reading the chat like normal, but it is really hard for me to see on this little screen.
I can't see it at all. I can't even see the chat.
So. But I want to say, look, thanks to you guys for tuning in on short notice kind of thing, just hit and run. Ronnie, thank you obviously for joining from your room. 3-star, man, always, to the death, baby. So it's been a really fun weekend. Look for a lot of photos, a lot of videos, a lot of footage coming up. It's going to be a blast to call through and sift through and find the best stuff. And for me, like, it's really just hanging out with everybody. It doesn't get any better than that. I really appreciate all of y'all hanging out. I will be on with Matthew Matson Tuesday night. It's a quick turnaround for me. And then Wednesday night, the 3-star draw with 7 Wild on his channel. So Tuesday night, evening blend. Wednesday night, 3-star, and I will be doing 7 Wild on his channel. And then I will be back on Sunday night with Pop Blender Unfiltered 1 week from tonight. You guys have a good night. Thank you so much. My guests, obviously, thank you so much. From Joefest 2025 in Augusta, Georgia, we're signing out. Thanks so much, y'all, and have a great rest of your night.